Video games based on movies usually suck. Not all the time, since there are plenty of games based on movies that are actually really good, but most of the time, yeah, they suck, they blow, they swallow, they spit. But Toy Story 3 the video game, Toy Story 3 the fucking video game.
No, wait, it's not what you think. This is a big misunderstanding. You've got to believe me. Listen, I am telling you, you better listen to me, SpongeBob.
You'll like Toy Story 3 for the PlayStation 3, don't you, Squidward?
It's too good, and I don't mean, oh, it's good for a movie game. I mean, as a video game, as a standalone video game, nah, this game is way too good. Way too much care went into this shit, bro. Usually, I like working on my scripts once I know I'm completely done with the game and have seen all there is to see or all I need to see. But that's the thing about Toy Story 3 the video game, it doesn't fucking stop giving me new things to see. At first glance, Toy Story 3 is a good looking platformer, but nah, there is honestly so much more under its layers. So let's just start off with how we always start, with the plot. Now, I'm sure we've all seen Toy Story 3, we know the plot, but the game kind of takes this and twists things around. It's definitely not a shot-for-shot remake of the movie, but it does kind of recount the events, sorta. The first level starts off the same way as the movie. Woody is chasing a runaway train with orphans trapped on board, while the evil Dr. Porkchop sends his army of aliens to stop us from saving them. The game starts us off with this on-rails chase section where we play as Woody's riding Bullseye. All we really need to do is focus on avoiding obstacles in the falling mountainside around us. Honestly, this part makes a really good first impression. The graphics are great, the voice actors, while not the same from the movies, are really good because they sound like the original cast aside from a few exceptions. Besides that though, this set piece feels big, and it's like a big budget, and the explosions around us feel big, and the controls are super responsive and really satisfying to play. Along the path, we have these collectibles in the shape of cards that we can collect and coins we can pick up, but more on that later. After catching up to the train, the game starts teaching us how to actually play. Controls wise, it's a basic platformer. You got your basic attack, which is a shoulder charge, which you can also use to get around a little quicker, a jump, a double jump. You can throw these Pixar balls at enemies as a secondary weapon. You can also pick up items and other characters and animals and throw them, because why not? We then cut to Andy's room where Woody, Buzz, and Jessie are trying to get a phone so they can call Andy and get his attention so they can be played with again because he's too busy playing with himself in college and adult life. But here we're introduced to the team aspect of the game. It's kind of like the three Vikings where each has their own abilities and you make them work together to make progress. Woody can swing on nearby hooks using his string, Jessie is agile and can balance on smaller platformers, and Buzz is strong and can throw Woody or Jessie to hard to reach destinations. The next level has us playing through the Buzz Lightyear video game from the beginning of the second movie. This is another really fun level with some pretty big budget feeling set pieces as meteors fall all around us, destroying everything until a huge meteor comes down and blows up half the planet, causing us to have to jump and glide our way across the land. Buzz has his laser that can shoot Zurg's robots and destroy some crystals to help with some simple puzzles. We jump down into Zurg's base, and dude, the second Toy Story is like my favorite Toy Story. It's one of my favorite movies. That opening scene is so fucking sick, and being able to play through Zurg's base, like, it's such a fucking treat. They even got the We have a boss fight with Zurg. The next level takes us to Sunnyside Daycare, and I'm honestly not a fan of this level. The whole level takes place in this one room, and you basically gotta complete these 3 mini games. But if you're like me, you're going for all the collectibles, and some of the collectibles require you to get a perfect score in these mini games. 2 of them aren't bad. We run around with Bullseye popping these balloons, and there's another one with a little car where we destroy these blocks. But the third one, these fucking space aliens with spacesuits that jump, and it's so chaotic, and it made me so frustrated, dude. I never thought I would feel fucking frustrated playing Toy Story 3 the video game, but here we fucking are.
So this dumbass forgot to record himself talking about Bonnie's level. So I, random robot man, will have to do it for him. Bonnie's level is fun and you run around her room trying to escape the rising coffee. After you leave her room, the level turns into this cool looking space level where you find batteries for a spaceship. It's colorful and sick and one of my favorite levels in the whole game. The human race is going to be enslaved.
The next level has us running around the junkyard, you know, like they do in the movie. This level is a lot of fun. It's back to like the 3 Vikings style of gameplay as we race to save our trapped friends from being crushed to death. There's puzzles to solve, satisfying platforming to perform, and more well-placed collectibles to find and collect. It's just a good time with responsive, creative gameplay. The next level is the final story level, and it's based on that scene at the end of Toy Story 3 where Andy and Bonnie both play with the toys. We run around the level from the toy box mode, and the gameplay is very reminiscent of Ratchet and Clank. We gotta gotta run and shoot a bunch of evil cupcakes while also using a cow cannon to fight this evil bitch. I can't remember her name, whatever. She's a blow up doll looking bitch. And that's the plot of Toy Story 3, the video game.
Wait! There's more!
There's this little spot on the map called Toy Box Mode. All the collectibles, the cards, the coins, all the figures, they're worth collecting because they unlock new things for this mode. And they are things that are 100% things that you're gonna want if you're playing this fucking game and you're having fun. Which, why wouldn't you have fun unless you're fucking dead inside? Let's take a look at Woody's Roundup. Woody's Roundup is an open world sandbox adventure where you choose to play between Woody, Jesse, and Buzz and do missions for characters while building up your town. The more missions you do and the more collectibles you collected in the story, then the more toys you can buy in the game using in-game currency, which in turn gives you even more missions and more things to unlock, and it doesn't fucking stop. I decided 6 hours of gameplay was more than enough to show off everything you can do so far, but even then, I've only made a fraction of progress towards completion, and there's missions and collectibles I haven't even gotten started on yet. Woody's Roundup starts off with some tutorial missions, teaching us once again the controls, the shoulder charge, the jumping, the everything. It gives us missions that require us to buy some more buildings for our town, and we have control over where the buildings can be placed, but only through choosing between a few preset spots. You can also customize the buildings, change the color, the windows, doors, add decorations. At first I was thinking, well, that's cool as fuck, but I'm not actually going to use it. But then I spent a lot of time customizing every single building because it's my town, and I got immersed and I want to make it look like my town. What I'm trying to say is the customization is a really nice immersive touch that makes it feel like yo town. You can also find these little capsules scattered around everywhere, and these give you new costumes, new toys, new decorations for your buildings. You have a pickaxe that you can use to mine these gold spots, which gives you more money to buy even more toys. We reach this area where we help Slinky grow out his own farm, first by catching his cows and returning them to their little area. We buy a couple more buildings, do a couple more side quests. We build a jail and catch some criminals, because if I don't, my money goes down. Throw them into jail. Mayor Ham goes up against this miscreant since he's trying to get re-elected by this goo machine, and it's pretty cool because one of the slimes makes things bigger and another makes things smaller, and it's kind of fun running around and seeing things grow and shrink. You can even shrink Bullseye, and I just like running around with tiny Bullseye. Next up, I buy these military men toys, which come with their own minigame. This one kind of sucks, and even worse, there's 30 of them, which you pick up and need to land on a nearby target. The soldiers fly really slow, fall even slower. It's kind of the worst part about this game, if I'm being honest, but also it's not the worst. So if the worst thing in this game isn't even the worst, then I mean, that says a lot. I found this little secret area with a bunch of grindable rails and collectibles to find. It's pretty fun. We're tasked with blowing up a dam in order to unlock a new part of the town, so we go do that. I get this weird ass cutscene. Then I unlock the haunted house, so I make my way over to it and I pick up this ghost wand thing at the top of the house, which unlocks a new haunted house level. This level is really good and one of my favorites in the entire game. We run around collecting keys and fighting off ghosts, finding collectibles that fit the haunted theme. The music is this old school cartoon style song, and it's just a lot of fun to play.
Now don't close your eyes and don't try to hide.
After this, I unlock Zurg's new base, so I get into that bitch, and this level is also a lot of fun. We get this Buzz Lightyear ass gun, and the controls once again remind me of the original Ratchet & Clank games, and it's fast paced, satisfying to use. We solve some super easy puzzles and unlock the gun for use in the town. Then I unlock this tiny ass car, and it controls like shit, so I never use it. And then you can also use the goo to make it bigger and turn it into a regular car, which also fixes the handling, so that's pretty cool. Next up, I unlock Lotso's La La Land. I don't remember what it's called, but that's what I'm gonna call it. And in this level, we get the magic wand. We can also unlock the La La Land level where we need to fight these evil pixies, but we do that using this big ass, evil, threatening, cute fucking dragon. Look how cute he is. This dragon, let's fucking stop real quick. This dragon is the best part of the fucking game. He shoots so much fire so quick, and he runs so fast, and his controls are so responsive and fun, and he can glide long distances, and he's just so much fun to use. You can also use goo on him to make him super big or super tiny, but I didn't actually capture footage of that part, so you're just gonna have to imagine it in your fucking head, or maybe go buy a copy of the game. If someone was to tell me that Toy Story 3 would be one of the most content-packed video games, I'd probably be like, first of all, who are you? But seriously, what a game. There's so much content that I feel like I barely scratched the surface after the many hours I've spent playing it. The story mode is solid, the music, graphics, voice acting is fantastic, the gameplay is great. The toy box mode is this deep, really fun mode that honestly feels like constantly discovering something new in a toy box as a kid. And I'm probably still gonna go back to get that platinum, even if I still have to do another 12 hours of gameplay. I give Toy Story 3 the video game a pretty fucking sick out of 10, and I highly recommend it for any Pixar fan who hasn't given this game a chance. With that being said, enjoy this random ass little hold down that started while I was free roaming. I was really fucking confused when it started. But let's just end the video on that.